We welcome in Antonio Pierce. And, Coach, I want to begin with halftime of the Jet game. We've been talking about that, your adjustments. The Jets are playing really good at that time. You walk in, you listen to the coaches, and you come back. What's your speech like coming out to the third quarter?
Well, you know, it's a close ball game, but obviously they had the momentum. They were pretty much dictating the game at that point. And what we talked about early in the week was winning the line of scrimmage. And there's only two ways to do that, right? Either running the ball and then stopping the run on the other side. And I told our guys, let's focus on that. Let's give it to our workhorse, Josh Jacobs. And it was just like, all right, let's feed the beast. And once he got going, that kind of energized our entire offense and then our team. And then we played, I thought, pretty good football in the second half and obviously came out with a win.
Did you enjoy that process at halftime with the time constraints, knowing the clock, you got to get out there? Because it looked like a different team. It's a physical team to begin with, and they looked like they had a burst coming right out.
Yeah, I think these guys done a great job. AJ and our strength staff is just keeping us fresh. Mm-hmm. And we've been talking about every game just coming out and just really imposing our will in the second half, you know. And it's how we finish. You know what I mean? Obviously, to start, you love to start fast. That's the same, right? Start fast and finish. Well, the biggest thing for us and our team is how do we finish? How do we look? What's our physicality like? That's all picked up, I think, in the last two games for us, and we need to keep improving on that.
Last week you sat here and told us that Michael Mayer was getting the swag going. So take us through the touchdown with the rookies, rookie quarterback, rookie tight end.
Yeah, hell of a play, right? Third down, you know, Aiden. He doesn't move around much, but he moved around.
Yeah, he got up and to the right.
Yeah, he bought himself some time, and then great job by Big Mike. And I call him Big Mike because big man. You know, when you really get up on him, he's imposing on you. And what I didn't know was the vertical. I didn't know about the vertical.
The vertical.
Yeah, man, got a little Randy Moss there, a little Moss action, and obviously just a huge play. Great job by Aiden throwing it up to him, allowing our guy to make a play. But really a huge momentum shift. Kicking a field goal there, you know, we're still playing different kind of football. Yeah. A touchdown now, okay, here we go, D, and special teams, and that's really where the game took off for us.
Defensive Player of the Week for Robert Spillane. That is a big deal considering his path getting here, and fans wondering what he could do when he was coming out of OTAs and, you know, the preseason, and now we see what he can do on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, it started back in OTAs and minicamp. Yeah. You know, just watching him, learn the system, learn our guys, but then just watching him work on the things that, you know, were maybe negatives in his career, right? Pass defense, coverage, making plays on the ball, playing downhill in the backfield. And you saw it in game one, right, against Denver. Boom, 2 TFLs. And then we had the game against the Packers, 2 interceptions. And then last Sunday, it all came together. Yeah. In the backfield for a sack, TFL in the run game, and then obviously a big play for the interception. But every day comes to work, right? We just documented. Hurt his hand, had a little injury there. Yeah. Missed the day. I practiced the next week or the next day. Played in the game the following week, and then just, you know, been a super, like, just, man, again, you want the Max Crosbys of the world, right? You want all those, but, man, every once in a while you get that lunch pail guy, and it just sets the tone for your defense and your team.
We obviously spent a lot of time talking about Max Crosby, rightfully so, but I want to talk about Kuntz and the interior defensive line and the way they're playing. They deserve their flowers. They've been fantastic recently.
Yeah, listen, when Max is over there getting triple, double teamed, sometimes 4 guys on him, somebody else got to step up, and we've been talking about that each and every week, and Max is going to work his tail off, you know, and to me, he should be talked about as Defensive Player of the Year. We need to get in that conversation with him. If nobody's going to say it, I'm going to say it. You know, he needs to be in that conversation. So when you have that kind of player on one side, what is the opportunity like for you on the other side or interior? Great. You know, you got one-on-one matchups, and again, we're expecting those guys. Kuntz has come along. Since I've been here, I mean, it's night and day. It is, huh? It's night and day. I mean, the burst, the finish, everything you probably saw in college when everybody's expecting, we saw the other night. And we've been seeing it in practice, but now it's coming to fruition. Adam Butler, you know, Bilal, all those guys, just that rotation interiorly of us keeping those guys fresh, the push. Listen, we need to keep just playing our best ball with our guys up front, and then in the month of December, if we can stop the run and get after the quarterback, it's going to be a bright future.
I want to stay on that because the rotation, their cardio, they're in shape. That works out well. You know, on a lot of teams, you played on great teams with interior defensive lines. Some guys don't want to come off the field. Right. You got this rotation here where guys are coming in and out fresh, helping you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's just understanding what's the process. What works best for you and the team, right? And I get it. A lot of guys would like to go out there and say, man, and do what Max Crosby's doing. There's only a few Max Crosbys in the world, right? Sure. Understand who you are, and I think they've really bought into that. Having those guys fresh, like I talked about in the second half of those games, has really benefited us as a team.
Want to get into travel. I'm fascinated by this. Your decision, along with the players, considering the travel to Buffalo earlier in the year. Can you tell us a little bit about the decision process and why you made it?
Yeah, just went to the leaders, just kind of discussed the next couple of weeks and what was coming up. And obviously the Miami trip was number one on the list, right? And the discussion was there. It was very thought out. Mm-hmm. There was a lot that went into it. And we said, you know what? We can get the same quality work here. We'll change our schedule as far as what time we get up, what time we practice. We'll make the adjustments, and then we'll kind of go a little old school. You know, when you played in high school and you got on the yellow bus, and you put your pads underneath the bottom of the bus, you pick them up, put them on, you play the game, and you put them back. Well, that's going to be our mindset going to Miami.
Love that. Let's get into Tyreek Hill. He's had a career against the Raiders in the past, mostly with Kansas City. Put your hands on him or not, give him some space, safety over the top, whatever you do as a former linebacker, you must be really interested in the process of trying to slow him down.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah. I mean, there's not too many guys, right, that in the history of football had 1,000 yards in 8 games.
Absolutely.
Trying to stop him vertically, that's tough, right? Trying to put hands on him really quick. So I think you just change up, and Pat Graham and Jason Simmons and them are coming up with a great plan, I hope, for us, and our team is buying into it as far as how to attack him. But you got to respect the speed. It's real. Mm-hmm. Don't think you're faster than him. You're not. We're not. There's not many in the league that are. Yeah. But again, just how you would give him different looks and change it up, I think is going to be critical for us.
Bringing in Jack Jones, let's get into that, a player you've known since high school. Not often you get a player with that type of speed and energy at this point in the season. Big benefit for the team.
Yeah, I mean, what we talked about every day in our room is competition, right? And just keep getting better and better. And whatever we can do to better the team, we're going to do, right? And here's a player that's extremely gifted, is a ball-hawking cornerback, gives us some flexibility in other positions as well, and he'll just be another asset to that room.
You got a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC West, Herbert, Mahomes, we know that. But when you get a chance to see Tua in the pocket and outside the pocket, everyone says you got to get him off his spot.
Yeah, we want him outside the pocket. Yeah. We don't want to stand there on that red dot or that mark that he threw back at his 5 or 7 yard drop. We need to get him moving. We understand that. He's done an excellent job this year of getting rid of the ball fast. Doesn't take a lot of pressure. He sees pressure. He gets it out. They have some dynamic players, obviously, and a very fast team. So there's not a lot of thought process into this with, down the field throws as far as just drop back. It's quick game, play, action, pass. So we understand that, but he's done an outstanding job, especially bouncing back from that injury last year. A good challenge for our guys.
Watching you as a player in the middle of the field, it was great because you could read a quarterback. Now you have a quarterback and a head coach that likes a lot of misdirection and motion. How do you teach your players that along the way when they're doing that?
Yeah, first film study, right? We got to really got to get there in the film room, in the meeting rooms, and then obviously in practice, right? And it's going to be difficult to do with the speed of these guys and what they do offensively, but just the more reps we can do it, the more that we talk and communicate and anticipate that it's going to happen, the better we'll be.
Lastly, Coach, everyone's talking about their offense. You have an all-star team of elite players. Devontae, Josh, the leading rusher, Michael Mayer, Trey Tucker. I mean, when everybody talks about Miami's got this and that, you got to feel really good about the players you have. You can go toe-to-toe offensively anywhere in the country.
I'm glad you did your homework. That's the same thing I told our players. And we'll see you on Sunday.
Finally, message to the fans, because now as the interim head coach, you see it here. Now your road trip, and you know Raider Nation travels well, especially when they get to go to a city like this and have fun around the game.
As always, just show up because we'll show out. I expect our team to play the way we played the last 2 weeks with the energy, the passion, the pride, and the poise that we're preaching each and every day.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.